All right, man. Part two, I suppose. Part two. We're gonna continue. We're gonna continue the combo with our friend Ooze. Maybe next week, Monday, but stay tuned for now. We're gonna discuss Jessie Magdaleno's victory against what was his name?
Vicente.
Vicente. What's his first name? Jan something. Jan Fiel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, interesting fight, man. Vicente got deducted 4 points, I believe. First offense, 2 points. First offense, he blatantly hit Jessie Magdaleno low and then proceeded to hit him with a straight right, knocked him down. Magdaleno stayed down for a minute or so, maybe longer, and referee decided to take away 2 points. Later on, he did a couple more low blows, 1 point each until he got disqualified. Disqualified, right? In the last round?
Yeah, I think it was the last round.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be done that way. I mean, he was just blatantly hitting low below the belt.
Yeah, it's I mean, first of all, this whole card was great. We'll get more into the other fights, but this fight, like this card was much more up to the standards of what we expect, from boxing. But yeah, this fight in particular was wild. It was so wild. I was surprised that he caught him early on and knocked him down. It was like a bit of a flash knockdown.
Yeah.
But it was a wild fight. You mentioned it, the point deductions, just the fighting dirty. Did you see Jessie talking back to him?
Yeah, that was interesting. I think in the 9th round he started talking a little bit. He's like, "Is that all you got?" He said, "Come on, keep hitting me. Try to hit me."
Yeah.
Basically, he was talking to him in Spanish, and I like that you were able to hear everything. You were able to hear Robert Garcia's instructions and Buddy McGirt's instructions and everything. It was pretty cool. I almost didn't want to hear the commentators. I just wanted to listen to Robert Garcia and Buddy McGirt give instructions in the corners. For this fight, it was Capetillo, and even then you can hear the instructions and you can hear Vicente's corner giving instructions, and it was interesting. I like that part.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if you've noticed the cut men were the same. They're the same ones for each.
Yeah, they were assigned the same cut man.
So I wonder how.
Fight,
yeah. And we didn't have to deal with too many cuts, but yeah, just to be able to hear the corners, the thudding noises of the gloves, the conversation back and forth. Yeah, you kind of missed the fan engagement, the oohs and the ahs. I think they mentioned that, like, I don't know if you saw the after the fight, the interviews, how some of them missed that. When you land a good shot, they missed the oohs, and so you kind of have to just acknowledge that you got a good shot. You're not gonna get that immediate praise, but yeah, interesting fights. Very, very entertaining fights.
Yeah, the whole card was pretty good. The card started off with Blue Nose Lopez, right, facing Louis Coria, right, from the RGBA camp. Very good fight. I started rooting for Coria, honestly.
Really?
I thought he fought a very good fight. I was a bit disappointed in Lopez's performance. I thought he could have defended a lot better. I thought he could have been smarter. I thought he could have clinched more to keep Coria, away from him. But ultimately, he won the fight. He landed more punches. You can tell he was a better boxer. So,
okay.
But much respect to Louis and to Robert Garcia, who kept cheering him on in the corner and kept trying to bring out the best out of him. He knew what it was. He knew he had to come forward. He knew he had to throw a lot of punches, keep the pressure. But ultimately, I think his lack of defense also, when your opponent is landing jabs at will, it's going to be very difficult for you to win the fight.
Yeah. That's the thing. Of course, defense is a big part of the game, but the Robert Garcia fighters, they're known mostly for their offense, right? Mikey, Virgil. Yeah, I'm sure they have very sound defense, but they're mostly well known for the offensive that they input. You think of other trainers, other camps, like Andre Ward, the Mayweathers. They're very known for defense, and maybe that's not the most fan friendly, style. But Yeah, the Robert Garcia fighter is known for their offense. You mentioned that his defense wasn't tight. Codiaz, right? Wasn't the most tight. Yeah. Adam Lopez, yeah, he was getting hit a lot.
Adam Lopez ended up with 2 bruised eyes, almost shut.
Yeah.
They were so swollen.
Yeah, if you see the fight pics afterwards, you're like, oh, that guy won. You're like, if you didn't see the fight, you would think he lost, but nah, he swelled up a lot. But yeah,
but he won the fight. I think it was close. One judge had it a draw, 2 others had it for Lopez, so he gets the W in this fight. But very good outing for Coria, and I'm sure people want to see him again.
Yeah, Adam Lopez actually got a lot of love on social media. I know he came back. He lost that last fight, right?
Yeah, the fake love, the fake fans. That's what they do.
Yeah. But he got a lot of I guess he lost that last fight. When he stepped in to fight Oscar Valdez, and he knocked him down, right? And so he was, even in defeat, his stock went up a little bit. Yeah. And he walks away with this win. So
stock went up too.
Who?
Preschool teacher.
Yeah, that's right. Preschool teacher, man. I think he in a way stole. I feel like the night in a way, even though it was a short fight. Was a second round knockout.
Something like that.
Yeah, but I like how Timothy Bradley was, alluding to the fact that a lot of fighters just have boxing. Maybe have
Gabriel Morataya. That's his name. Gabriel Morataya.
Maybe, and he was just alluding to how it's important to have a plan B. This guy has a, it seems like boxing is his plan B in a way, because he's a full-time teacher, preschool teacher. He got his bachelor's from UC Santa Barbara, so he's a smart guy. And you saw his intelligence inside the ring. He was picking his shots, not wasting a lot. The opponent was a game fighter, but just in a different league. You can tell.
He looked like he was in shape. He didn't look like a preschool teacher, man. he was in very good shape, and he did what he had to do. And that's one of the things we mentioned in this card. A lot of fighters who otherwise wouldn't get a chance to be on national television are now getting that opportunity to be on a big network like ESPN, Top Rank. So that was good. It was a good overall card. Yeah. The other fight to Mike Sanchez against Eric Mondragon. Obviously, we're familiar with these guys. We've called some of their fights here for All-Star Boxing. Shout out to JT Media as well. So we've seen them in the ring, and now, in a way, people are exposed to the good matchmaking, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Eddie Rodriguez Sr. did the matchmaking for that fight, and that was a good fight, man. I don't know if we would have seen it if these two guys at the current moment were still fighting at All-Star Boxing, because both of them were undefeated.
Yeah.
Both of them are undefeated, 1-3-0. Mondragon, Sanchez 6-0. So once we saw it on the card, we knew it was gonna be interesting, and sure enough, it was. Both men knocked each other down in the first round. Both of them got up. Very close fight. I had it as a draw as well. Okay. And the judges scored it a draw. One judge had it for Mondragon, and 2 judges had it a draw. So majority draw in that fight between Mike Sanchez and Eric Mondragon.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when we see these fighters in our cards and the quiet candidate fights, that they're gonna try to keep them away, right? Because these are the winning sides, the quote unquote A sides, and this chance came along on national television for a big promotion company. You look good, they might pick you up. They might offer you something. So yeah, you don't pass this up. Again, like it's the big leagues in a way, right? They offer you this chance, you gotta take it. And you said that you saw it as a draw, Gio.
Yeah, I had it as a draw.
Normally on national television, sometimes you don't get it. You don't get the correct. You see some biases. You see something go one way, and it happens to get the other person gets the decision. But this was a good decision. We always call it out, right, in our cards. Whether if there's something that we don't like, we call it out. If we don't, we just do that. So it's good to see that these guys got a draw. They can come back to All-Star, maybe pat the record a little bit more, and then hopefully come back on the national stage again.
Yeah, and they wanted a rematch, as far as I know. I know they signaled at the end they wanted to run it back. It would probably happen maybe next year or something like that. Like you said, they're both still undefeated, so it's very difficult to match up 2 undefeated fighters when you're a smaller promotional company, and you gotta try to get the most out of your fighters. Normally you don't line them up against undefeated fighters. especially when they're that young, that early in their career.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, this we can say that we call it some top rank fighter fights now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
But that was that card, right? Was there another fight that we're missing in that card? Shoot.
Oh,
That's the good thing about live. See, y'all would be checking us right now. Like, I forgot about this fight. I think there was 4. No, I think we talked about it.
Oh,
Preschool. Mike Sanchez. Blue Nose. And yeah, we covered it all. That was a top ranked card. It was a very good card, at least compared to the first one, who a lot of people were complaining about. A lot of people were complaining about the first top ranked card. That was Tuesday, I believe. A lot of people were saying that a lot of those fights were not close,
mismatches,
not well matched. But I mean, shouldn't you be used to that as boxing fans? I always say how often do we get 50-50 fights?
Yeah.
We rarely see them in boxing, rarely. So I don't know why people all of a sudden were complaining.
I think it's because, the whole tag on boxing is back. That's your appetizer, right? So you wanted that to be at least, somewhat good. But then again, it is the appetizer. So as long as this one card was a little more decent, more competitive, should be happy with this latest installment. But I understand, it's because you always pin boxing against MMA. The MMA card that was put out was pretty competitive. I know you feel some type of way against Teddy, but Teddy liked that one. He didn't like this one. So he kind of put that, that pressure for boxing fights to be a little bit more competitive. And this one was. So, yeah, glad to see, some more pretty close fights. That last one were very wild. I don't know if you saw the corner. He was down so many points that his corner even told him, like, hey, you put yourself in a hole. Like, you have to, do something. And Vicente got desperate. A lot of that punch that he shot Jessie Magdaleno at the end, dude. I thought I would have taken that whole 5 minutes. What do you think?
I think he took his time. Yeah. I thought it was good.
I think it took like 2-3 minutes.
And the referee did good too. I feel like he felt a little guilty that he came in a little late.
Mm-hmm.
So he was trying to give Magdaleno as much time as possible. He wasn't rushing them like we normally see from referees. Normally we see them trying to rush these guys.
Yeah.
I remember there was a fight. I believe it was on the zone. Some of these referees I don't understand. Like some of these guys get hit so low below the belt, and some of these referees are asking them, "Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go?" Like, in a way, pressuring them. And it's like, dude, he just got hit in the nuts. Like, give him some couple minutes. It's gonna hurt. Why are you? When you're asking him, it almost feels like you're pressuring him to continue.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand some of these referees, honestly.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I would get mad at the ref.
Yeah.
Because it kind of puts you in a position like if you don't answer the are you ready?
Yeah.
It kind of makes you look like you're
and
right?
the crowd is booing, and now you feel pressure to keep going because the referee's basically you asking, but he's in a way telling you, "Hey, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I forgot what fight it was. It was on one of the undercards. I thought it was just terrible, man. One of the fighters kept taking low blows, and the referee kept asking after every low blow, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Let's go. Are you ready to continue?" He's like, "Come on, give him some time. All right, let me hit you down there and see how long it takes you to recover."
Yeah, man. I would have been upset if I was Jessie. I don't know. I wouldn't give a fuck. I would take the whole 5 minutes. I don't care what people say. I'm taking that. You get hit there, it's no joke. I mean, you're not getting hit with just
anybody. Puts you in danger as well, because after the first knockdown due to the illegal low blow, you can tell, like you said, Jessie was still a little shaken. He got hit with a clean punch after the low blow. So what if he gets knocked out after that? Then what?
Yeah. And then it kind of you saw Vicente jumped on him, like he's still hurt. Again, that's veteran tactics, fighting dirty. You got your fighter a little bit hurt from an illegal punch. You jump on him.
And he had a reputation of doing that as well. They mentioned all the times that he had been disqualified or had points deducted. So it's not the first time. He knew what he was doing. He's a veteran.
Yeah. Yeah, Jessie, again, this was Jessie's first, he's jumping into the featherweight division. You heard the commentators, they wanted to see a statement made. It was a tough fight, though. It's a game opponent, experienced veteran. He's been in there, many years, and so he was making it pretty messy, pretty hard for Jessie to any game-changing shots in. He did knock him down twice, if I'm not mistaken, right, Gio?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And so the first one was a flash knockdown. That second one, you just, again, just a frustrated Vicente coming in and getting caught. Yeah, was there any takeaways from Jesse? Anything that you liked, that you feel like he did well?
He stayed composed. He did what he had to. I love the work that he's doing with Capetillo. I love their Instagram videos. Capetillo, very high energy dude. So, they did what they had to. I mean, I think it was a competitive fight. On paper, it was supposed to be, and it was up until a point where Vicente started just getting all these points deducted, and that kind of threw the fight off a little bit. You mentioned that his corner even told him, you're already down. You dug a hole for yourself, so you got to go all out. At the end of the day, he did go all out, but he got disqualified. Too many low blows. But Jesse, we'll see what happens. They asked him after the fight what he wants next. He mentioned Gary Russell Jr. And who was the other name that they mentioned? Gary Russell and I forget the other name. I think Shakur. Was the one they mentioned. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think Jesse can be a champion again. But we'll see, man. We'll see what these schedules and what these fights hold for us in the near future. We're talking about 50-50 fights. We also discussed Anthony Joshua against Tyson Fury, and we'll get into that a little bit more next time. But those are the type of fights we want to see, 50-50 fights, right? Unfortunately, I hate that these sanctioning bodies give you all these mandatories. It's pointless. It's pointless. It's useless, and that's a bad part about boxing, right? Why are you telling me who to fight? But I mean, it is what it is, and hopefully we can see the fight next year. Like we said, it probably won't happen. There's a very, very little chance of it happening next year. I personally don't see it. So when people are getting all excited about it, I'm just kind of like,
It's building the hype, right?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen next year. But they've agreed to it, so that's first base. That's the good part about it.
I think a lot of it had to do with the quarantine and just having so much time on your hands. A lot of time just to think. That boxing is not promised. The paychecks are not promised. So I think that added some pressure to, let's just make this fight let's just do it. And so like you said, they might, if it happens, it might happen late in 2021. I think if we're lucky. If not, 2022 seems more viable. But just the fact that this, because of this COVID-19, this pandemic, fighters just had much more time just to be, with their thoughts, and because we always see in boxing, they always say they're gonna fight. Oh, we're gonna fight, and then there's never an agreement, or someone didn't, didn't meet the requirements, or someone priced himself out, or like Joshua says, it's tick for tack. They always say this and that, and it never comes to fruition. So just the fact that they went on social media and kind of announced that it's gonna happen, it's that pressure that now they gotta make it happen sooner rather than later. So. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Do you have a favorite right now, Gio?
50-50.
50-50?
Yep.
Oh, too soon to call?
No, it's 50-50.
Really? You think it's 50-50?
Yes, it's 50-50.
I think it's 55-45, and I think you know who I'm favoring. Your boy. I think it's 55-45. But
who's my boy?
Tyson Fury, of course.
I don't have any boys.
But yeah, I think it's 55-45. I think Tyson is just. I think mentally he's a little bit more up there.
I think, a lot of. I hate casual fans, but look, who do you think? I think Anthony Joshua has a better chin than Tyson Fury.
Really, Anthony Joshua?
Mm-hmm.
Than Tyson Fury.
Mm-hmm.
I do not. Okay, question. Wilder hits both of them. Who gets up first?
I'm gonna say Joshua because
Really?
Tyson Fury got knocked out by Wilder.
You buy into
We've already seen it.
You buy into the long count?
No, that's not what I said. You gotta listen. He got knocked out. Tyson Fury said it. I blacked out. I don't know what happened. Then I woke up and got up.
God and damn. Man.
We've never seen Joshua hurt like that. When he was hurt, he's always survived. Even against Reese, he was up on his feet.
Yeah, but
we've never seen him go down and stay down like Fury.
We've never seen him get hit by a Wilder power. Yeah, the heavyweights have power. Andrew Reese has power. Klitschko has power, but it's not the same power that Wilder has. I
Man,
think.
let me stop you right there because Tyson Fury said Klitschko hits harder than Wilder. So I'm going with the guy who actually fought both. I'm going with the guy who actually fought him. You can speculate all you want, but Fury fought both of them.
Yeah, I'll be. I think if Wilder lands that shot on Joshua, I don't think Joshua puts up.
I've seen Tyson Fury go down against Cunningham. Bad. Bad.
Yeah, that's true. Lower weight. That's cruiserweight. Remember cruiserweight.
Yep.
But yeah.
So yeah, this theory that Joshua doesn't have a chin, I think that's coming from people who haven't watched enough Joshua fights. You know, if you want to check at any top 10 list of heavyweights in the world, Anthony Joshua will probably be 80-90% of them. You know, so he's faced better competition. He's taking big punches from big fighters. So I think that's why he has a better chin than Tyson Fury. I don't know. But I know that's the general consensus that, Joshua doesn't have a chin. You know, but like I said, it's probably from people who haven't watched enough Anthony Joshua fights.
Yeah, he's got a chin because he does get hurt, but he stays.
Did you see the fight against Klitschko?
Against Dillian White? He's been hurt. He's been hurt, but it's a heavyweight division. You're gonna get hurt. You know, and I think he has a chin. I don't think he has the best defense. That's two different things.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, but you can't say he doesn't have a chin because if he didn't have a chin, he wouldn't stay at this high level in the heavyweight division without some sort of chin.
Yeah. Everybody gets hurt in the heavyweight division.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Fury went on and said that he has to go smash Wilder first, right?
Yeah.
Do you see Wilder having any more success than he's had in the previous two fights?
More success in the second fight for sure. I don't think he showed anything in the second fight. He'll come out better than he did in the second fight. We'll see if Tyson Fury can live up to that expectation once again, but it's gonna be a tough fight once again. You got to give him a puncher's chance. I give anybody a puncher's chance in the heavyweight division.
Yeah. Do you think Wilder ditches the suit?
Probably not.
Probably not. He likes it too much.
Yeah, that guy's weird.
Man. I don't know. I think he has just this grandeur, vision of himself.
He can get lucky and land a punch. I mean, he almost did it in the first fight. He lost 11 out of 12 rounds in the first fight, and he almost won by knockout.
Busted to Chavez Jr.?
Basically.
Yeah.
And somehow he thought he should have won that fight.
Right. Man. I don't think he lands it. I think that second fight, that punch was non-existent. Like, even worse than the first fight. At least he landed the first time, But that second fight, I don't think he can land it. I think Tyson's too slippery, too quick, too focused, too sharp. I don't think Wilder's ever faced such a mobile heavyweight, nor he will ever fight again, But yeah, I think Tyson's gonna make it 3-0. I say 3-0 because we know he won that first fight.
Yeah, hopefully. Like I said, it sucks that these guys have to face mandatories. In this case, it was in the contract, right? He had to get a rematch. I don't know why Wilder wants the rematch. He got embarrassed. If you believe otherwise, you're either you're such in love with Wilder that you don't see it, or I don't know, you just you probably didn't watch the first two fights because he got beat badly in both. But Fury has to, he has the contract that he has to fulfill. So that third fight's gonna happen. But I'm giving Wilder, like I said, a puncher's chance. You got to give everybody a puncher's chance in the heavyweight division. Yeah,
I can respect a fan or an observer that says, he got beat, but you know what? I think he could win this third one. State the facts. You make a good point.
It's a possibility, but not necessarily a probability.
Yeah, there you go. Well said, young man.
Man, I got that from FIFA. FIFA commentators say that.
Yeah, I know that PS5 just dropped, right?
Yeah, I think I saw some pictures. Yeah. You're gonna get it or what?
Nah, no way. What's the price tag on that? What does that go for these days?
I don't know.
Man, couple. I'm guessing over 5. Nah, I'm not gonna shell that kind of money, especially when we need to put that back into AtR budget, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's good, man. 25 minutes. Like we said, we're gonna continue the conversation with our boy Ooze out there in the UK. Make sure to check out his podcast. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. his podcast is fairly new, but he's made a lot of progress, man.
Yeah.
He's had good interviews. He had some interviews with Manny Robles, like we mentioned in part one. Alex Riza. He's interviewed a few fighters out there in the UK. He had our girl Cynthia Conte on the podcast. That's not out yet, but stay tuned for that. And yeah, man, show him some love. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow him at Dr. Ooze Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff.
Yeah, he mentioned that Manny was a little bit timid, right? He didn't want to disclose a lot of info.
But that's Manny, right?
When we get Manny, I'd be like, hey, Manny, just tell us tell us, come on, what's going on?
He's that type of person, though, from what I've seen, because he was keeping a lot of things secret for that second fight. Every time they asked him about Andy training or whatnot, he would always kind of brush it off and change the subject and things like that. But yeah, check out that interview, Dr. Ooze, with Manny Robles.
Yeah. So yeah, like when was the last week we had Brandon Adams and Blair.
Yeah, that was an interesting convo. Go check it out. It's up there on YouTube. Brandon Adams and Blair the Flair Cobbs. Woo! Yeah, check it out. And then also the previous episodes we have. Go ahead and check it out. I'm sure most of you have already, but Cynthia Conte, Alan Garcia with Miss Gloria Mosqueda and Andy Aguilar. Of course, our good friend Alfonso Gomez. And we're going to have a lot more coming soon, man. Hopefully the stream doesn't lag for the next live. You know, we should be all right. Things happen. But that's the risk when you do the shows live. But I've been enjoying the live shows. They're pretty good. We get to interact with you guys in the comment section. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, it makes it very lively. You always get these random questions right from Clyde, from some of the more regular ones, but yeah, it keeps it very interesting for sure.
Yeah, man. So we're ready to wrap it up. This is part 2, episode 93. We're gonna get Ooze on the one next time, probably Monday, maybe 2 p.m. to accommodate for him over there in the UK, and we should be good to go, man. Once again, don't forget to follow us at AtR on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. If you're not subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, comment, and then we're going to be back soon, man. I'm gone now.
Peace.
Hit him.
I know. And I don't know who NM is, man. Flat out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Woo!
You already know I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Gallo. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas, que se le muchas ganas, un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the Ropes. Huge shout out to Against the Ropes. Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview, and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time on y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.